Mercer. This month we have some more great things lined up for you, including a segment about a new concert series at Garner Performing Arts Center and Mayor Ronnie Williams' latest installment of Great People in Garner. First, let's take a look at the grand opening of the South Garner Greenway, a new 1-mile stretch of trail that connects Timber Drive with White Deer and Lake Benson parks.
Thank you for being here. Today is a day for trick-or-treating, yet we have no tricks. Instead, we proudly gather today to formally treat our citizens to a new stretch of greenway. And I want to welcome Luigi and Mario. Luigi! This greenway extension, a paved 10-foot trail, is 0.6 of a mile in length, and it merges with an existing trail in White Deer Park to create the 1-mile South Garner Greenway. The greenway includes a bridge over wetlands, and it links up with a 2.2-mile walking trail that connects White Deer and Lake Benson parks. The greenway also connects to a 4-mile sidewalk loop along Timber Drive, Aylesboro, Vanderbilt Springs, and 7th Avenue. In addition to officially unveiling the completed greenway, we're debuting new trail maps that show how all of our parks are connected. While this greenway costs $352,000, paid for in part with a $75,000 grant from the North Carolina Division of Parks and Recreation Trails program, you can't put a price tag on the benefits of physical activity and social interaction that the trail will enable. The Town Council takes pride to give citizens a place to exercise and improve their quality of life. Our citizens continue to ask for greenways, and the Town Council is listening. It's my desire that each of you will take the time to walk on the new greenway. By doing so, you'll know why Garner is a great place to be. It's my pleasure now to introduce Darrell McBain from the Parks and Recreation Division, North Carolina.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the Mayor and Sonya for inviting me to participate today. The Mayor said the only reason I got to come is because we, the Division of Parks and Recreation, are a silent partner in this. We did help with a little bit of funding for this project.
If you'll give more money, you'll
get to come back again. I am with the North Carolina Division of Parks and Recreation. We are under the umbrella of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and we are the managers of the state park system across the state. But one of our other duties is to work with communities to plan, develop, and build and maintain trails and greenways across the state. So it is with great pleasure that I am here today representing the department and our division as you actually open this stretch of the South Garner Greenway. Let's see, Sonya asked that I talk just a little bit about the benefits of Greenway, much of what you just said, Mr. Mayor. Greenways make a enormous impact on our communities, the livability of our communities, the ability to walk instead of to drive. They provide us that public space to recreate. They are great for both our physical and mental health as we are out just wandering around. They also help preserve and protect the natural environment and places of culture and historic significance to all of us. Greenways offer folks the opportunity to walk and bike rather than to drive. Yes, that alternative transportation. And greenways link the communities. We're hearing that here. We're talking about the communities just up the way here and the eventual trying to tie into the greater Wake County greenway system. Is that what I was hearing? It's great.
Real quick, yeah.
Trails and greenways, they are, we think, beneficial to all. One of my favorite quotes about greenways actually came out of a 1974 report called the Capital Area Greenway Commission here in Wake County. It says, greenways offer us the opportunity to leave for our children what our grandparents enjoyed as children. I think that's just as clean as it can be. Trees, streams, and that quiet place from which to draw strength. It is with that thought in mind that I appreciate being here today to help you celebrate the opening of the South Garner Greenway.
There's not a whole lot more to say, is there, except to repeat what's already been said. We are just so excited to add this portion of the Greenway to our system and the Wake County system, and we look forward to seeing all of you out here walking every day, and you all can be watching to see if I'm out here walking, which I should be. So thank you all for coming. Thanks to everyone for their hard work in getting this done, and we look forward to this being only the beginning of a terrific Greenway system in the town of Garner.
I can tell by many of you here today that this is not your first occasion to come out and enjoy White Deer Park. And perhaps some of you have already had an opportunity to walk up and down the Greenway. I think the park is very well used by a broad age range. Children certainly love it, adults love it, and seniors love it as well. There was one day a couple of months ago when our grandchildren from out of town were visiting, and they already know about White Deer, and they live in Charlotte, and they were ready to come back again. While we were here, we saw 3 student buses loaded with children from Clayton. So it's being well used by town folks as well as those from out of town. As an asset, 0.6 of a mile might not be that long today, but what 0.6 of a mile really says is has a lot, it gives us some hope for a lot of potential. 0.6 today, we can add a 0 or perhaps or 2 in the years to come. Enjoy yourself today. Continue to enjoy White Deer Park.
I was just thinking this in some ways is like coming back to the scene of a crime, only in the sense that on Saturday of this week I participated in the, White Deer Monster Dash. And I ran through that portion right over there getting ready to go up the hill, and I felt as if I was almost dying at the time. So I have fresh remembrance of that. As has already been said, this is just a wonderful addition to this park. Seems like it hasn't been that long ago that we were up at the shelter on the other side dedicating this this wonderful park, and that was one of the high moments of the time that I've had to serve on the town council. These kinds of parks that we have here in Garner are really a draw. There's so many people who approach me and commend the town and all of its citizens for creating these types of places. And I think it's already been said, these are not only for us to enjoy, but certainly for future generations. I want to, I guess, be the schoolmarm here for just a minute. And if you haven't picked up one of these, I encourage you to get one of these. On the back side, there's something called Greenway and Trail Rules, and also Greenway and Trail Etiquette. If everybody who uses our fine parks and this Greenway will adhere to these, then we'll do a good job of keeping these in good shape for many generations to come. The last thing that is said on there probably best summarize the entire thing. It says, "Leave no trace of your visit." So if you can do that, that'll be well worth it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you all for coming out. I enjoyed being here with you today.
As a frequent user of White Deer Park, I can tell you this is a wonderful addition. It really is something for us to be proud of. We have gotten a great deal of positive feedback already about this section of trail prior to our grand opening. It is, as has been said before, it's a very important addition. It's a very important connection. At the end of this trail, you'll be able to turn left and connect to Timber Drive Elementary School via sidewalk the town built a few months ago. You'll also have an important connection to the Heather Hills neighborhood, which opens up all of our park system to quite a number of Garner homes. And then finally, it also connects us up with the town's 4+ mile sidewalk loop that follows Timber, Vandora, and Aversboro Road. So really, really proud of all that. So primarily what I want to say today is also some thank yous. I want to thank you to our elected officials for their vision, for their support and encouragement for projects such as this. Also want to extend thank you to our citizens for trusting us to lead the town and obviously providing the funding and having the confidence in the town officials to tackle projects such as this. Thanks to our Parks and Recreation staff, led by our Parks and Recreation Cultural Affairs Director, SONYA Shaw. You'll hear from her in just a moment. The staff has done a wonderful job organizing things today. They also organized some wonderful events for us on Saturday, and hopefully somebody here got to enjoy some of those events. I'd also like to thank our Public Works Department, whose primary job day in, day out is keeping the town looking good and looking clean, and we appreciate their efforts, and they'll also be maintaining this facility. Want to also extend thanks to Stephanie Schaefer. She is our manager of this park. Thank her for her leadership, and also especially want to commend Stephanie for the new signage. You see the signs that are along the trail to my just behind me here, and also the wonderful banner that we have up on Timber Drive to announce the trail entrance. So thanks to Stephanie for those. Also want to thank, there are a lot of town officials that aren't here today, that are maybe no longer in office, that are maybe no longer working for the town. that had a huge role in laying out the vision, the initial vision for this section of the Greenway and for the Greenway in its totality. And we owe them our gratitude as well for helping lay some of the plans. And oftentimes when you show up at an event like this, there are a lot of people who are no longer around when you actually have the ribbon cutting that helped get you here. And we want to also acknowledge and thank all of them. So finally, we have a gift for one of our town employees. Tony Chalk is our assistant town engineer. I want to thank Tony for pushing us through. Thank you very much. Pushing us through the federal environmental process. You would be surprised how long it took to get all the permits, because we're in a creek area like this, and this is an area that's prone to flooding, and so there are a lot of rules and regulations related to that. Tony stayed the course with this for a number of months, kept working through the process. He also worked in conjunction with our town engineer, Frank Powell. Tony has been the primary champion to keep this project moving. He's also served as the town's liaison with our construction company, which is Modern South Construction. And I want to give a shout out to Modern South Construction and Josh Cloninger, who was our primary contact there to get this built. And Tony has had some wonderful things to say about Modern South Construction, the pride that they showed here, the conscientiousness. They were just truly dedicated to getting this thing done, and he said it's the type of relationship he loves to see when you're managing a project like that. So I certainly want to give them credit as well. But also I'd ask Tony to come forward. We've got a small gift for him, but Tony just exudes pride in his work, and I'd ask you to join me in giving him a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming out. This is a wonderful day in Parks and Recreation's history. 2 years ago, we were standing on the opposite side, dedicating the park, and now we've been in progress for 2 years now. Stephanie and her staff have done a wonderful job here in terms of providing programs for our community. And we love, of course, this greenway and the benefits it will provide for all of us in terms of our connectivity. And once we get the Timber Drive extension completed, I think everyone realizes that you'll be able to go from Lake Benson Park all the way to White Oak Shopping Center. And that's going to be a plus for each of us as we continue in our community. Before we go on to the ribbon cutting, just wanted to share with you a couple of details on our trick-or-treat activities, which is what we're all here for. So as you can see, you'll start here at our field station house, and you can get bags there if you don't already have your bags with you. You'll proceed all the way up, and there are probably about 4 different trick-or-treating stations, 3, that you can stop.